What is good, YouTube? My name is Merch from Meech and Merch. I am a professional The Finals caster for Pro Hubs. Today, I'm going to be breaking down the gameplay of Cr1TiKaL. Okay, so before we get into any gameplay here, full disclaimer, I don't want this to be taken as disrespect to anybody. I am just a person who has been around this game since open beta. I have seen quite a lot. I am very familiar with the meta. I'm very familiar with pro play, as I do cast top players in this game once or twice a week at this point. So I am just very acquainted, and I want to do my part spreading that knowledge that I have of this game to other people. And I think Moist is a great person to spread that information to. I think he's a good player already, and that is without much of the game sense that comes just with playing this game. And you can kind of speed run that when you have more experienced players feeding that information. Any criticisms in here, I don't want to be taken to heart. I am so happy that Cr1TiKaL is playing the finals, and I just want to help out. That being said, I watched the first tournament that he played. He was on the light M11. Gameplay looks pretty good. The aim is there. The aim is there for sure. I like the aggressiveness as well out of him. He's an aggressive player. I do like to see. There were a couple points from that game that I'm looking to see if they transfer over into this one as well. But we got some Fortune Stadium gameplay here. He's on medium. Gas mine, defib, and frag grenade. I would personally swap out either. I would swap one of those gadgets, not the defib, for a jump pad, personally. Okay. We get the Isolt spawn here for vault number 2, jumping straight up. This is good. It was good. So you can either play in that window you just were up, or you could take that zip line you walked by as well and get a height advantage here. You're getting extremely detected. This is some gold level tech right here. Now, honestly, sometimes these strategies, they just like, you don't really see this in platinum to diamond or plus lobbies, but that guy's actually going to activate your gas mine that you threw there, and you get the good pick. Still some really good shots on this medium. Nice teamwork there. So you guys take out 2. I don't know how your teammate died, but now your teammate is going to get revived. You guys have the wipe on orange. Go get that money.
Good work.
Go get that money and go. I would have liked to see you take that height from above, but in lower elo lobbies, raw skill does just outweigh it. It can outweigh it, but it doesn't mean you should rely on that. Like, quite frankly, you guys were just better than that team, and that's why you won the fight. Nice. Okay. You guys are fighting down below you, and now they have both boxes. Interesting. This guy on purple, he's going to get that box out of there. He doesn't want it to be doubled, and you shouldn't want it to be doubled either. You should almost consider letting him get out of there. You don't want this box to be doubled. You are in possession here, but it is just such a 50-50, or even less, quite frankly.
Man, a lot of bad boys in here.
50-50 chance at if you're even going to hold that. Because now we have absolute mayhem ensuing on point.
I'm just immediately ripping coin. I got no faith anymore.
Pointing first typically would actually be considered a bad play, but with the new metas that we've been seeing with the grief, you really want to be in first place badly to just secure your spot in the game. So I don't hate this coin here. Going for a DMAT manipulation of the box.
I'll take it.
A bit of a waste of that last DMAT there, is you didn't really fully close it anyway, and we're just gonna hard stick this steal. I can't back this play just because you haven't even checked scoreboard. So if you're pressing tab, it's not World Tour. You're not going to get the skulls, but you can still get the death counter there. And at this point in the game, we should have a pretty decent idea. You could also be monitoring the kill feed as well. But the point here is that you're still fighting 2 teams. You're a medium, so you have a defib on you. And your teammates are fighting for their lives up above you while we're kind of just like being indecisive on point. This is definitely a situation where you guys have to wipe teams. So the player with the DMAT, you're kind of responsible for keeping your team together and alive. And you did go down in that life specifically, not really maximizing your life. But it looks like your light is going to get at least 1 res here. Please don't coin again. They don't have time to res you and get a steal, so this point is either chalked or they have to wipe everybody and get the steal. Guys in a 1v3 at least.
Nice. What's this weapon?
Interesting team comp. Your teammates on repeater. We got a medium, light. And this teammate's running double movement, so that will make up for your lack of
He's got a good
jump
strike.
pad, at least to an extent.
I wish he would just defib me.
Yeah, this is a lot of wasted time that's occurring over here, though, and we're gonna coin again. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, so you're out of coins. So we're out of coins. Vault 3 and 4. Vault 3 has just been tapped, and we're spawning split. I would have just... I know it's boring to wait, but I would have just waited for your team to wipe there. We're now taking, again, another low ground fight. This is what I was pointing on, and you do now know that it's two teams that you're fighting.
Playing as a fucking team.
Not playing as a team. You are correct there.
I hate solo queue.
So a rough start for sure. Again, playing low ground there in that fight, knowing that everyone was just fighting on the point you just came from. So even though you coined, doesn't mean that everybody else was also dead, and we knew they weren't dead. So you coined and then were placed in between two teams and opted to stay on the low ground there. So just a bit of a positioning mistake. It's easier to play high ground when you do have a jump pad in your kit. I personally would swap out the gas mine that you have, because I like using frags. I'm pretty good with frags. But you could also swap out the frag and keep the gas mine, because the gas mine is an excellent stall mechanic. There are ways to counter it, but a lot of better teams know, especially with the winch meta, they can kind of just winch the point out of the gas. Good fight there. Again, we're dropping, but you dropped as a team. So, like, little victories here. I want to see more high ground played even right here. You should be going on the point above you. There's another roof above you that you could easily be playing.
Nice.
Let's see. Use this jump pad. Oh.
Good wipe.
Okay.
Good wipe.
Solid wipe. That really just boils down to your team was all right next to each other. That's really the only thing special about that team fight. I don't think anybody reinvented the wheel. Your positioning was not fantastic by any stretch of the word, but you were together. Here we go. Here we go. Do it again, bro. Go up one more floor. Get even better height, a better vantage. They have come off spawn already. You might want to peep the hospital area. They're either spawning in that Ngemo building or the hospital area, just based on the positioning of all these points here. Not something that you would normally pick up as someone who's in gold currently, but that's just a bit of advice. It looks like they spawned in the hospital area. Cross, really nice fight here. Really nice fight here. I know Just Bacon, by the way. What's up, Bacon? Maybe even further. Just because of the nature of this game, it is so team-oriented. Again, we are now low ground. Your teammate's fighting on the roof. You have no movement tech to get up. Like a lot of the utility that the map gives you as well has also been disposed of. So you're just in a shitty position here. You got to do something to get up. If you demat like this area right here, you're going to open up a spot on the wall, and you're going to open up a spot on the roof, the ceiling. And then you can mantle the spot you opened up on the wall and mantle up a floor. And you can tech this, you can do that tech all the way, or you can just take these stairs. There's a stair tech as well that like helps you essentially fast travel up the stairs.
Having a hard time finding them. They're very slippery.
Yeah, that kill kind of fell into your lap there.
Extremely well though. But I've been hurt before with a team that has a really good round one.
So the reason you're having a hard time finding them, in my opinion, is just our positioning here. Again, play height. I was watching the first game as well. I did touch on that in the intro to this. Just playing a lot of low ground. And this isn't the build you want to be playing low. If you're on a shotgun or a melee weapon, I'd be more inclined to let the low ground positioning pass. However, the positioning right now is probably the biggest flaw. The aim looks good. You're doing your best to play as a team. Nice DMAT play there. Good res. Sorta. A little bit slow, and now your teammate's over at 5 already. So your teammate plugged 5. Let's see when exactly this happened. So your teammate has a gateway. Your teammate is gatewaying the money. And neither one of you really picked up on that. It's tough to say who's at fault here. You did not know he had the gateway. Typically, in situations like this, you're just going to point.
They dove it.
And now he has to come back because you coined twice. So he either has to just... he could have just wiped too, I suppose. Probably would have been reset faster if had he wiped than him coming back to get you guys, especially in overtime. This is not a good position here. There's a minute left in the game. I do not know how you guys make it out of it. Luckily, it's ranked, though. Luckily, it's ranked. So that other box is now deemed, like, unusable. And you are secured in first place. As long as you guys don't wipe 2 times.
Scary.
First place doesn't get passed when there's only 1 box going. Like, it's... Well, first place doesn't get dropped when there's only 1 box going. Worst place you can get from first is second. Nobody can even be too concerned with you guys because everyone else is just trying to fight for their lives on this qual. Okay. Game 1, I'm not going to lie to you. I would have liked to see this position you're in right here now. I would like to see this be more consistent throughout the gameplay, especially with you on medium. And if you don't know what positions you want to be in, you don't necessarily fully know what's best or what's not, just follow your team instead then. That's really what it boils down to. The best play is good positioning. The good positioning with your team. But if you're in a good position and you're nowhere near your team, chances are another team is going to be seeking good position. And 3 people fighting you for your good position is not going to go well for you. So that's just something to keep in mind. And we're not really getting in those good positions anyway. More verticality. I'm calling for more verticality out of Penguins. Okay, we got the Vault 1 spawn this time. A good play here is you get the tap and then immediately take their roof. We're not going to want to be fighting from the ground level. Your teammate already has a pick. This is huge. Hopefully you get that pick there. Good pick. Again, you can go on the roof here and then play the trophy. You know exactly where that trophy is. Normally in first fights, teams are going to be opting for resets. Teams are going to want to get the res. They're not going to want to make their team coin here. So you positioning yourself above, again, at a little bit. Instead of this, you could demat the corner. Always demat corners. It just maximizes like the surface area. And then in positions where you can't reverse vertically, you can then climb via your demat. All right, your teammates are looking for a wipe here. They're pretty together. So when your 2 teammates are together, you can focus this box. This is the time when you can focus on the plug. And I also wouldn't throw the money at them just in case they want to grief you and toss that shit across the map. That would actually be a pretty heads up play. So you want to maintain control of your assets. Good, be plugged a little bit before you. You either stay and wipe them all together, or you leave 2 people to go get that wipe and you go plug it. We kind of stayed and didn't wipe them there. Just another spot, another tip. You could demat this wall right here and stand right here. And you could see that jump, that mega pad, as well as the mega pad that's located over here. I like it though. We're on height. Keep the height control here. Demat another wall. See where he went perhaps. Okay, we're going to go set up some gas mines on point. Smoke and gas is actually a great combination because the smoke prevents flame from extinguishing the gas. Good shots. We're playing high here. This, oh my goodness.
So dirty.
That was dirty. Oh my god, that was dirty. Good shit.
Holy shit, that was filthy.
Really nice play. Your team is getting the reset. Wow. This is actually perfect.
Wow,
this is actually perfect.
Filthy.
But again, from what I noticed in your first game as well, and you got 12 seconds before the orange team spawns. But this is a pretty sticky spawn, like, and they really only have one option at pushing you here.
My God.
I would love to see you playing at least on this catwalk, if not that corner that I just showed. Yeah, and where you just looked, 90% chance that's where they're going to be coming from, off of spawn. 90% chance that's where they come from, and that's exactly where they are coming from. Again, your teammate, that one teammate had the right idea. I think you had two teammates with the right idea, looking for them. You want to apply as much pressure as you can. You want to change their mind about even pushing you. If you are in like this window or on this bridge or the ledge over here, you can absolutely beam these guys in the wide open doorway here. And sometimes you can even force them to turn around. With the amount of time left on this point, you probably weren't going to get them to force turn around because they don't really have time for the B reset anyway.
Oh, he's up higher.
Jump pad, man. Gotta have a jump pad. Okay, so we're going to get a defib at least. Now, at this point, go back to your point.
Nice.
Just go back to A.
Another wipe.
With
Looking
sub
good.
15 seconds left, this is when you can
Real good.
all in on a point. This is when you turtle on it. Not with a minute left. You don't want to be waiting,
All set.
not knowing at all where your enemy team is coming from and allowing them to get into any position they want to get into. That's a very nice hold there.
I'm liking the look of this.
Very nice hold.
This is looking real pretty.
Biggest concern I really have, honestly, is just your low ground, your love for the low ground. I don't even know if it's like a self-aware thing yet at this point, like a conscious decision that you're staying down low, or just like kind of slipping the mind of how much better it is to be up top. But we have a gateway here. And we're going to take it this time. Very nice, very nice. And now you know that point is gatewayed.
I couldn't decide which way to go.
And you probably know that that's what your light's idea is every time. It's tough when you're solo queuing, but a winch heavy would have been huge. Wow, your teammate actually manipulated that. So your teammate knows what he's doing.
Gotcha.
Nice play here. You did drop down for it, but you got the pick. I would now try to get back up, because you guys just manipulated that box into the wide open of the Holto compound. You can play an ultimate height here and be really, really disruptive. But we are lurking down low in the depths. Again, this is working, I think, just because of the quality of the lobbies we're in. Quite frankly, if we're watching
How are we
most of the
moving
top
fast? What do we have that's
most of the
good?
top Ruby guys play, they're not running around on this first floor here. Period.
He's over here.
It's just, it's almost like when you watch like Gold and Platinum Rocket League versus Champion, how like those other guys aren't even driving their cars, they're flying them.
Oh, there he is.
It's just like a completely different
Watch this.
view that some people have of the game. So we're opting for low ground again. Like
Oh. Oh.
you can see box from there, but you could also see box from where your teammate's at, and your teammate's not in a position up here where he's going to be taking those shots. He is choking his repeater shots, and now we got a point, stealing.
Oh my God, no.
Big stop out of your teammate there, but definitely hairy. I agree with this coin. I think, again, that's your last coin because you used 2 coins game 1, and then you get 1 in between rounds. But honestly, in ranked, go for it. I would have never coined twice on that first point. And off of the coin, this is absolutely crazy. This is crazy, bro. You just used your last coin again, and we're going to W key into the fight. Ready? Ready? DMAT this, like where the pipe is. Point your DMAT at the pipe. Then you're going to be able to mantle here and get into the second floor. We are running right onto point to set up that gas. Don't get me wrong, if that gas goes off, it might stop. But good teams are just going to winch it away from the gas anyway. And with this much time left, you just need 1 stop.
Yeah, we're fine.
Just so much time exposed. We're spending a lot of time in the open here. It gives me anxiety personally.
Corners.
My points really aren't changing. Like each point, each life, even with the success, I think there's something you could take away from it. And again, I hope nobody feels like I'm attacking this guy. I think he's a good player. He's beaming. I think it's just like a fundamental mistake that we're seeing. And it's like a key fundamental mistake,
Gateway.
which is positioning. Questionable coins. Or not questionable coins. Questionable routes off of those coins. Coins are very valuable, and you're kind of just like, quite frankly, gambling with your life. The second you've used your coin, you're putting yourself in a very exposed and vulnerable position. Okay, we have a doubled last box here, which is huge. This is really nice. Double last box. So you guys are guaranteed in. Nothing to worry about here. You could wipe like 4 times and still be okay. Good res on your teammate. We're in a great position here. This is just like how you ended last game on this roof. This is the best position you've been in all game. The guy did jump up on you. It might have been your teammate. I can't tell. But this is great.
I'm just playing safe.
Yeah, this is wonderful. You could be checking scoreboard here, so an advanced, quote unquote, advanced tech would be, at this point, especially in round 2, you want to check your scoreboard and see who the weakest team is, because the winner of this box is guaranteed to advance along with you, which honestly, it kind of looks like you guys did. They'll probably, it couldn't have been intentional because you weren't checking scoreboard. That's just my point. But the theory there would be, all right, going into final round, we want to get this money. We want to get this XP. Let's bring in the worst team with us. The jump pad here would make your life a lot easier, if I'm being honest. There's so many times where you hear your team fighting above you and you're just quite literally running around looking for some sort of point of entry.
I'm almost positive this will be gold too.
When you jump pad, you just go outside, jump on roof, and then you could demat downwards, and it makes it a lot easier. Okay, we get the NGMO spawn. They're gonna most likely be ahead of you here on height already. Yeah, they're gonna be on top of Sector 5 building. If they're good, they'd jump right up here.
I should have taken that jump pad.
Yeah, it's really effective to hit jump pads. More so when you have a heavy RPG.
Scary.
Which you guys are lacking, but just taking height on a team, especially together, really good.
Fuck.
Now we're padding, but we know that's not where the fight's taking place. However, this is a good fight. You guys stayed together.
Nice.
You guys stayed together, and it didn't really matter. You didn't drop all the way down.
Not fucking get my bearings.
And you relatively played height. It's good. So you don't need to yeah, you do actually. You have the gas. So as long as you're throwing gas on point here.
This guy's smooth with it.
Nice. That's unnecessary. All that extracurriculars is unnecessary. Leave the gas there.
Straight up, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. Because that couple of seconds it took to just pick up the mine, that's the difference between setting up on point and stopping them from even crossing in the first place. But you guys absolutely smoked their shit right there. So like, just chill right here. Chill right here. Maybe a little bit of a better position, because that is more likely than not coming. That's going to be where they're coming from again. They could come from the left, which is why I was mentioning before you could demat over here. This corner. Here we go. Good shots. We're making their life difficult. You saw 2 of them go to the left.
Got one.
That guy opts to go left and then come back this way anyway. And your teammates do know the tech, so it looks like you have a teammate on your team that knows what's up. Maybe a Smurf.
Oh, that's sad.
Maybe something. It doesn't matter if they get this steal though or not. It's 3v1 and the guy is just trying to steal point for no reason. So mistake out of the enemy, honestly. You should have opted to fight as a team.
Got it back though.
Yeah, that's what happens. When the roles are reversed, don't go for that steal, because you're just not holding it anyway. Unless the person stealing has a full stall kit equipped, like C4, Pyro, something like that. It's just not worth stealing. Okay, with this much time left, I don't hate this play.
Nice.
With this much time left, I don't hate this play. If you were making this play with 30 seconds left, I would be very against it.
Damn, this guy's cooking. Oh,
But you could have made the argument that you
These
could
two
just
are,
go
like,
fight
really
with your
good.
team as well, because again, we know how many people are alive and dead. You use your kill feed here. Keep a mental
They're clearly coordinating
tracker.
with each other because they're coordinating with each other. Because then I can just follow.
Right, that's the mentality I feel like you should have had this whole time. Nice shots.
Oh, I melted him.
Just follow your team. That's really it. And not for nothing, your team's positioning has been pretty solid. So I'm under the impression that these are
Good
Smurfs
shit.
or alt accounts.
Thing. Oh, so this is how he's doing it. He's
This-
getting it off the jump pad.
This tech that's a pretty advanced movement tech, especially when you don't have. Careful here. I wouldn't have pushed that res
Oh, they turned around for it. Oh, he was not.
for 2 reasons. I wouldn't have pushed the res there. It's not like you had defender bonus or anything like that because we're in final round anyway. But when one person dies in a bad spot, that doesn't mean you need to have 2 people die in a bad spot. We are witnessing, so we know there's a gateway up, but they've just gatewayed into a better position. Obviously, that gateway is intended to put them in a better spot, whether your teammate put it or they put it. And we're just gonna dolphin dive, expose ourselves into a bad spot, revive our teammate, also exposed in a bad spot with no util. He's a dash light, but he has 6 seconds where he can't do anything because he just got defib. We kind of just dove in a situation where we don't need to dive. This guy has the right idea.
What an escape. Damn, he hits that shot. That's GG.
So I just wouldn't have given up position
I took
here.
Full sent for the revive. I
Yeah.
thought he was ready.
You know.
I also didn't expect them all to turn around for
It wasn't a ready thing. It wasn't that he wasn't ready to be revived. He knew he had no choice anyway. He was ready to be revived in a better position, or he was just waiting to coin. Okay. This is a tough spawn here, especially good players are going to be up here and up here, letting it sing at you the second you're exposed. The teammates taking some pop shots too, which I don't necessarily love. I do like this push instead. Most people take the other pad. Most people they panic because of time and they take the other pad. A quick breakdown. And this is right down the middle. Like if this was half full, there's a minute left. So each quarter of this pie is 30 seconds. Just something to keep in mind if you didn't know that. It's a 2-minute cash out. Each quarter of the pie is 30 seconds. I like this defib. I like this defib. And I like this team fight. The shots aren't the cleanest there, but you can live with that. That's not the biggest deal. We have 1 pick, it looks like. Teammate dies up top. We're kind of in no man's land again. Somebody should have forced point with this much time left, and I would have rather it be you to force point. They're not stopping this. That's crazy.
Nice. GG.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Don't get me wrong, you won, but I think there was a bit of a mistake here. You guys get an elim here. I just wouldn't make... Your light wants point to get hopped, too. I wouldn't make the light steal here. It's just the extra 100 health pool. I don't even know. I guess he's last alive. I felt like they had 2 left. But he's going to drop his motion sensor instead. I think he tried dropping a different utility.
GG.
Good cover, though. So, I mean... I think you steal and your light covers...
Good shit.
I guess it doesn't really matter though at the end of the day. You guys did get that steal. Good win. It's hard to... I can't hate on a win. I can't hate on a win, and I don't want to hate on anybody, especially when you go 20-7. But I do want to say, it seems like a lot of the kills you're getting are just straight up from being a skill difference, a mechanical skill difference. Your aim... It just seems to be better than a lot of the guys that you're killing. And when you're dying, it's because you're in bad spots. You're dying pretty much every death you had, which isn't, you only died 7 times. But every death you did have was because your positioning was just not that good. Either not on high ground or not with your team. One of those 2 reasons was the responsibility for your death every single time. I would love to do another breakdown. Maybe you even get wind of this. I don't know. Who knows? I love you, dude. You're awesome. I think your gameplay is great. Don't hate me for critiquing this. This is like kind of my job to an extent. I do this to the best players in the world as well. I would like to just see you play high ground more. I liked your medium. I think you actually express. I think your light might be better. We didn't cover the light in this gameplay. I think your light might be better than your medium. If you do stick with medium, I'd like to see you change up your kit. Definitely throw a jump pad in there. Keep the defib. Make sure we're using our defib the right way. It's not an instant res. Defib is no longer an instant res. It's just a faster reset. So don't prioritize or don't jeopardize your position just to get the res, but stay close enough to your team where if they die, you don't have to jeopardize anything. You're just in a spot to get those reses. As a medium, you really want to be trailing your heavy. You obviously didn't have a heavy, so you kind of want to be trailing your other medium because you want to let your light do his thing. Overall, I think the gameplay was solid. If I had to say at this current point in time, it's probably mid-plat gameplay, mid to low plat gameplay. Mechanics-wise, you can go as far as you want. You've expressed the interest I've seen in Diamond and possibly even higher. I think Ruby would be a stretch currently. You definitely need a stack, and you definitely just need to work on some fundamental things. The coin usage and your routes off of coins were questionable, but routes are something that just comes with game sense. So I think at the end of the day, if you truly do want to take it to another level, we focus on playing high ground and staying with our team. I want to see how your personal strategies develop and your personal way of thinking develops, because right now it just looks like you're thinking the way we're thinking in most other first-person shooters, which is a lack of verticality. And I think that's something that needs to be incorporated. With that being said, I think the gameplay was very acceptable gameplay. So close to platinum in the finals is the title of the video. And I do hope to see you reach platinum soon. And I hope to see you reach diamond soon. We have some time left in the season. And I definitely think with a 3-stack, you could probably get to diamond. It'll be tough, but for this season, I think you could get diamond. Next season, you can absolutely hit diamond. And who knows? But focus on your positioning. That would be my #1 tip for you, Cr1TiKaL. And generally speaking, just try to play as much high ground as you can. You want those vantage points. That being said, my name is Merch. I'm one half of Meech and Merch, and I will catch you guys in the next one.